What's up, guys? So I'm going to be going through the basketball slate. I also have a team or a game um, in baseball that I really like. For baseball, it's been a little bit slower. There's less games. There is a few games, but there's not a lot of information on who to go with just yet. But we've been winning. We've been winning. So I'll share some of the stuff that we've been going through. Give me a second. So this is what happened yesterday. We had the Cavaliers. This is what I mentioned yesterday. I didn't go with everything that I showed here. This was just the overall picture of what I was looking at on the live yesterday. And like I even put right here, optional is the Kings. I was only going to take that if I couldn't find anything else to parlay it with. So I ended up skipping the Kings, and they ended up losing. I did say take Dallas alone, and they did hit. So I'm going to show you my slips, my wins. Let me just do that now. These were it was a very good day yesterday, actually. So let me see. I have it here for Thursday. I'm going to share one play in baseball, and then I'm going to talk about four teams in basketball. So I actually shared a video last night with the basketball teams that I was looking at, and they're still looking good today. So the Kings game was wild. I didn't end up watching it. I was just seeing the score, and I'm like, man, I'm glad I stayed away from that shit. So, okay, this thing is telling me it's unsupported video. Here it is. So this was the Mavericks, the one that hit for us. Um, so you can see they barely hit. I saw the end of that game. It was crazy. So that ended up hitting. Cavaliers and Pacers. This one is the one that I gave away yesterday, and I actually shared this on the live as well. And I also gave it away as a free play. So if you haven't done so, go to the link in the description, click on free. This is the one I gave away yesterday for free. And then we had the Brewers inside of the Discord, and I believe inside the VIP as well. And the reason I had it as 2 times is because they gave me a free $10 as a no risk. So I took it. I took the 10, and then I did my regular 30. So it would have been a total of 40. And then we had one no run first inning. We had this Cleveland Cavaliers, which I talked about, and the Thunder. And then we had the Thunder straight up. And then we had the Tigers and the Dodgers. So this one I came up with kind of later in the day. And as you can see, this is $25, which is half a unit for me. So right now, since it's the first 10 games of baseball, I normally do half a unit. So anyways, that's what that is. Let me go back in here now. Let me go back. So that was a good day. And I pretty much talked about all of that yesterday. So you can see right here, Cavaliers. I said you can go with the 6.5. I ended up going with the money line. So I don't know if they did cover that. I don't know. I'm pretty sure they did. The Pacers, they covered for sure. The OKC covered for sure. Clippers, I believe they hit also. Let's see. I'm pretty sure they did. Yeah, they won by 16. They ended up winning by 16. And then, so that hit. And then the Celtics, they shit the bed. So they didn't, yeah, the Celtics are the ones that killed it. But luckily I don't do like 5 legs and 6 legs like other people. I just do, literally, I do straight ups. I do spreads like you saw the Thunder there. And the most I'll do is 2 legs. 3 legs. You'll rarely see me do 4 legs. So anyways, that's the reason I'm winning also, because I don't throw everything together. So if I would have had all this research that I did, these guys would have killed the whole thing. Anyways, I took Dallas. I didn't trust the Rockets to cover, and they ended up demolishing the other team. So let me show you Rockets. I said I was only going to take them live if they ended up coming down, or like if the Jazz had any chance like to win or were winning during the game. But that didn't. I had no chance to win. I kept getting the alerts, and there was no chance for me to even have a chance to bet them. But check this out. They ended up winning by almost 40 points. And again, I didn't trust them to cover for many reasons I talked about yesterday. But they won easily. So it was a good day overall. If you guys haven't done so, man, make sure to click on the link in the description. Make sure you follow us. I'm going to go through the entire slate, but I'm not going to go too much in detail. If you want to see the video, I actually talked about the video here. I created an entire video on this last night, and it's pretty much the same teams. So I'll just kind of share with what I know. So this one here, it says NBA bets today, April 3rd. So I did this last night, and it's the same teams. So nothing really has changed. The only thing that has changed is that the lines have moved. So I'll just quickly talk about it. These guys are on a back-to-back. These guys are very strong defensively, so they're gonna hold the Wizards easily. And on top of holding the Wizards easily, these guys are tired. They played last night, and Magic is rested. So you can see the records are ridiculous: 37-40, 17-59. Magic do cover spreads 8 times since they played the Wizards overall. The Magic are covering spreads 7 of. Let me zoom in a little bit. The Magic do cover spreads 7 of the last 10. Wizards do not. The line opened at 13.5. Now it's 14.5. I do trust that these guys will cover at least up to 10 points. Their average to cover is 8. So what I'm thinking of doing is buying it back to like 8 points or minus 7.5, and then hitting that up with something else. But I might just take the 13. So I'll put it here. So I'll do Magic, either minus 7.5 or just a minus 9.5. Or if you can find something to parlay it with, do that. All right, let's see. Let's go back. I'm not going to go through all these rest of these details. There's just telling me all the injuries, all the projected scores. You can see the projected scores them to win by 9. And the reason they do this is, again, when they win, they only win by like 9 or 10. So the Magic do have all the money coming in. The line did shift, and that's a dramatic. That's already a dramatic spread. And then for them to give it even worse, it just goes to tell you they're going to win that game. Milwaukee Bucks is the other one. 76ers have been struggling a lot. These guys were decent at home a few weeks ago, but right now it's not the same team. They pretty much have their bench out there. You can see all these dudes are. I don't recognize any of these names except this Quentin Grimes, and he's not that good. But you can see none of their starters are here. So that's a big one. So, anyways, the Bucks do have Giannis as questionable, and Lillard has been injured. So that's a little bit questionable, but they're also trying to get into form of the playoffs. So they're not slacking right now. 41-34 is their record against 23-53. Yeah, 23-53. The Bucks have historically covered this spread 7 of the last 10. The Bucks are 6-4 overall, and then the 76ers are 2-8. So they're not covering spreads. 76ers are losing games. Bucks are covering spreads. They're winning games. Even though Giannis is questionable, they can still win this game, even without Giannis. But I don't think they're going to cover that spread if he doesn't play. So what you want to do is you want to confirm. You can go to this thing called RotoWire. I'm sure there's better ones, but I've been using this for years, and it's been pretty solid. You can see this little green check mark right here. It's telling you this guy and LeBron James, there's a few players like Luka, things like that. They're always on questionable, no matter what. And for whatever reason, that's the way they work it. And the thing is that even though he's questionable, he should be playing this game. Give me a second. I clicked on the wrong thing. I clicked out of it. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that he should be playing even though he's questionable, I guess. So you can see that's 11.5 and it's still 12.5. So now it's shifted in the direction of the Bucks. So what I would do here is either take the line straight up, the minus 12.5, or buy it back to the original minus 11.5. Somebody was talking shit before saying that all I do is buy it back. But I've been doing this for many years, and I would rather take the hook on the opening line and win than get that extra little juice and lose. So Bucks minus 11.5 or money line, and I think they do cover spreads. So I'm not gonna try to buy it back like further than that, or even like a minus 9.5. I think just psychologically winning by 10 points is a little bit better. So I'm not going to get into all that explanation, but you can do it like this. That's what I would probably go with right there. Let me keep going. Let's keep going. All of this basically just talks about everything I just said, but it's broken down. Nuggets injury report yesterday. Have you seen anything like that before? That was my last leg too. No, I stayed away from the. I stayed away from. Somebody's asking about the Nuggets. I stayed away. I clearly said that there was a lot of reasons to stay away. But if you didn't catch that, then you didn't catch it. Trailblazers and Raptors. I don't trust any of these teams. Trailblazers do cover more spreads than the Raptors, but I don't trust them at all. There's a lot of injuries. There's a lot of contradictions in this game. I'm not going to get into each one. The line is shifting in the wrong direction. For example, the Raptors started at -2. Now they're at a +3. So what that's telling you is that they were favored. Now they're underdog. I'm not touching this game at all. You can see Trailblazers should win this game. They do have more of their starters in here with these guys. But even Anthony Simmons is questionable. These guys do have more injuries as well. They're missing Scotty Barnes. Actually, he's questionable. I went to the Bulls game the other day. These guys got demolished by the Bulls, and they look like shit. So I don't trust this team at all. These guys do cover more spreads, but I don't trust them at all either. And you can see right here, Raptors have, that's surprising. They've covered the spread 7 of 3. Maybe the only reason they're covering spreads is because when they start the game, it's like -15. That's probably the only reason they cover spreads, because the spreads are so high. But I don't trust either one of those games. It's very toxic. I'm not going to go into all these details here, but if you want all that information that you're seeing here on this screen right now, it's called True Edge Pro, and that link is in the description. Go to the link in the description, and then it's under tools that we use. It's called True Edge Pro, and that's all this information here. The Grizzlies and the Heat, I don't trust any one of these teams either. The Heat, I've been taking them. I took them twice last week, and they won both times. But today, I don't trust them to win against the Grizzlies. You can see the Grizzlies do have a better record overall. Grizzlies only cover the spread twice. The Heat have been much better recently, like I have been talking about. The Grizzlies do have the favorite position, and then they become more favorite. The Grizzlies do have their entire squad in here, it looks like. So do the Heat. And you can see the projections are so close. It's not giving me any indication on who's going to take what. So for now, I'm staying away from this game. I'm not touching it. The only way I could take this game is if the game starts. Actually, I'm not even going to say that. I'm not even going to touch it. I'm going to ignore that game for the day. I do love the Timberwolves in this position. Look at it's a lopsided match. The Nets are 25-51. Timberwolves are 44-32. Go to the link in the description, guys. Click on that as well if you want to see my other plays, and I put a lot of value in there as well. Also, make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Follow me if you're on the other channels. I'm on Stream, Instagram, and X as well. So make sure you follow. Timberwolves are 44-32. I'm going to tell you straight up, I like the Timberwolves in this position. The Nets have been horrible. Actually, they do cover spreads here, but they lose games a lot. You can see the spread was 13.5. It's still 13.5, so the line hasn't moved at all. The only way I could take the Timberwolves, I think you can see they're only supposed to win by 5, but the line is all the way at a -11 or something. What was it? 13.5. So the only way I would take the Timberwolves in this position is the money line or a -4.5. I've already done the research. I'm not going to go through it because I had my computer freeze yesterday as I was trying to look at the numbers and stuff. But I would take these at the money line or -4.5. That's the only way I'll take these guys, especially with the projections being this close, which is 115 to 100. Actually, I'm sorry, I was reading this wrong. It says projections. I thought it said 110, but it actually says 100. So they are supposed to win by 15. I'm going to do my research again on this, so I'll look at this. So it's called win margin. So let me pull that. I'm going to pull that up on the side while that's working. I can just keep talking here, but let me see. Give me a second. I'm gonna load that up. I want to see what their projections are, and it's called spread projection for Timberwolves. All right, let's keep going. I have a lot of tools that I use. I built a lot of tools myself. I've used programmers, a team of people. Like, it's not just me looking at this stuff. By the time I look at it, it already has a lot of information. Anyways, that thing is working in the background. So let's keep going. I'm gonna try to come up. You can see the probability of these guys winning is 73%. So they're gonna win this game. I just don't know by how much. Again, the spread is very high. And the problem here is that the Nets cover spreads 7-3. I didn't realize that until just now. So the average win margin for the Timberwolves is 24 points. That's the average win margin when they win in the last 5 games. They won against the Pistons, 19 points. They won against the Suns, 15 points. They won against the Pelicans, 41 points. They won against the Jazz, 26 points, and they won against the Pacers, 20 points. So they should be able to cover the spread. However, you can see that these guys do cover spreads right here. So I'm going to bump this up from a minus 4.5 all the way to like a minus 9.5. I don't think I would go higher than that just because the Nets do cover spreads. I hope that's making sense, guys. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me keep going here. Timberwolves, they do have their entire squad right here, looks like. Okay, I've already talked about this. The Lakers and the Warriors, I'm not going to touch this game. There's no clear indication. I can go over the numbers, but I'm not going to touch this game. Just my personal preference. When there's no edge, I don't touch it. There's no reason to force anything. I've already given you 3 different plays right here you can go with instead of forcing something with the Lakers. When I was on TikTok before, even now, people like want to force the Lakers for some reason, and it's stupid, to be honest. Look at this; it's very close right here, very close trends. Warriors are 4-6, Lakers are 5-4, very close. This thing they actually dropped. The Lakers were favored; now they're less favorite. So the line is shifting towards the Warriors. Stephen Curry, everybody's in here. All of these guys are in here except this guy's questionable. But like I said earlier, James is always questionable. Lakers projections, they're supposed to win by 1. For the Warriors, 81% of the money's coming in on the Warriors. I'm not going to read all this stuff. Like I said, there's no clear indication to me. You can screenshot this if you want, but I'm not going to touch this game. There's too many contradictions. There's no clear edge. And that's it, guys. That's for basketball. I do like a shots on goal. Let me see if I can pull it up. I do really like this shots on goal. This guy had, give me a second. Let me look it up here. It's let me see if I can look it up real quick. His name is McTarvish. McTarvish or McFarvish? Give me a second. I had this dude the other day. All right. So if I go here for Mason McTavish, or is that how you say it? McTavish? Shots on goal. I had this dude to get 2 shots on goal the other day, and he had 11. So right now you can see the shots on goal on this defense is 22. But what that means is that when he goes against this team, or whenever any of these other players from other teams go against this team, they're the 22nd worst team. That's why this thing is green right here. When they faced each other, you can see he's hit this 75% of the time. And then right here, he's hit 70% of the time in the last 10, but then in the last 5, he's been going off, especially the last game, it's 11.5. The only thing that's kind of tripping me out is why is this number at a plus number? So what I was actually doing, I couldn't find nobody to parlay it with, but normally what I would do is I would get this guy on 2 shots on goal instead of the 3. So I would buy it back to 2 shots. So that's what you can do here if you want, and then parlay that with one of the other ones that I talked about if you don't want to risk it. So like, for example, you would do this Mason McTarvish. So 2+ shots on goal. So you can do it like that and then parlay it with something like this. and then that way you can get the 2 shots on goal instead of the 3 shots on goal. Either way, this dude had 11 shots on goal last game. I'm gonna take it at the 2.5. All right, now I'm gonna talk about one last thing for baseball, and then we'll go from there, guys. Let's see. Let me go back in here. If you guys want access to this app right here, go to the link in the description and then click on tools that we use. It's called Outlier. And you could get a lot of good information from here. So let me go into the games, for example, for baseball, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So I like the Phillies here. You can see down here. It's kind of hard to see, but right here, Phillies are 80% in their last 15 games at home. Obviously, this goes back to last season. That's the reason I stay away from these games until at least 10 games in, so we can see what the hell's going on. But you can see the last few games they've been winning overall. And then look at the last 5, they won 4 out of the last 5. They're hitting 60% hit rate. They do cover spreads, things like that. So anyways, 80% when they're at home. Also, I checked the line movement. I checked the pitching staff and all that stuff. Everything's looking fine. I'm going to go with the Phillies, but it's expensive. So what I did instead is I actually bought it back to not a money line, but a -1. So they all they have to do is if they win by 1, you break even. But if they win by 2, you win. So that's the only way that I'm going to take this one, because I'm not going to pay the 200 juice for this early in the season. I hope that makes sense. So what I did again is I bought it. I don't know how to show you here, but I bought it at a minus. Actually, I could just show you my slip. That's a lot easier now that I'm on YouTube and the other channels instead of stupid ass TikTok. But there's a big benefit here. Let me just show you my slip instead of trying to explain it. So I did the Phillies -1, and you could see how much I dropped it down to a -167 instead of a -200. Jacob says, appreciate your videos. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. If you guys haven't done so, go on my YouTube. Go to Beast Sports Picks. And when you do the Beast Sports Picks, then I give away a lot of free stuff. That way you can get alerted. Because on these other channels, I do post a lot of stuff as well. I started following. I see there's a lot of people in here now, so I appreciate that. Right now I'm streaming on YouTube, Twitch, X, and Instagram at the same time. So if you guys want when I post the videos, for sure, Monday through Sunday pretty much is on YouTube. All the other channels I try to do my best because I have to cut them up. I have a person that does that for me, but he doesn't work 7 days a week. So anyways, go to beastsportspicks.com or go to the link in the description and then click on the little play button. That'll take you to YouTube. All right, guys. So I'm pretty much done unless you guys have questions. Here's what I came up with. I have the Phillies at a -1. I have the Magic. I'm going to take at a -7.5 or a -9.5. I'm taking the Bucks at a -11.5 or money line or -9.5. So the reason I say or is because I tried to run these numbers yesterday right on the live, and it was freezing my computer. And all I need to do is it's called line shopping. So I'm going to go into another software, and then like I said, it drags my computer, so I can't do it live. And then I'm going to look at these lines. Actually, I think I've already threw some stuff down. Give me a second. Let me look at my bet tracker. Let me see. So let me see if I can come up with how I threw them in. So if you guys go to the link in the description, actually, I threw something on the live today. Somebody hit 14 units yesterday on our Discord, and then another guy hit like $500. I hit like 200, I think, something like that. It's been very solid lately, especially if we're on a 6-day winning streak. All right, this thing is not syncing. I would have to do some extra work. I'm not going to do it right now. Somebody in the Discord just posted 2 yes run first innings. I'm not going to post them here, but this is called yes run first inning. There's a lot. No run first inning. Everybody looks at no run first inning, but we have somebody right now posting So there's 4 cappers inside the Discord. Go to the link in the description and click on Discord. And right here. And we have 4 cappers in there. So including myself, if you can see how much information I have, they all have the same information. We look at the same stuff. And we've been doing this for years together. And we're all posting our stuff in there. So check that out. It's only $10 a month. Also, if you want the VIP stuff, you could get the day pass for to check us out, or you can do the 1 week. You type in the word Beast Week, and you can get that for 50% off. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna talk about one last thing, guys. I was working on Bob. Bob says he made $150 yesterday. That's amazing, bro. Discord is worth it. Yeah, thank you. Look at the comments, guys. I'm going to show you one more thing, and I'm pretty proud of this. I'm not going to show you how I came up with this, but I'm pretty proud of it. Let me just pull it up, and then I'll show you what I'm talking about. And this shit is amazing to me because all this stuff used to take me so many hours, and I wouldn't even be able to get all the information, and I would do this shit by myself, and frustrating as hell. And then by the time I'm looking at the data, it was so stressed out, so tired that I didn't even want to look at the data anymore. But now it's the opposite. I actually let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me pull this up so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. All right. Let me pull this up, guys. All right. So what I do is I actually have a Slack channel, and inside of my Slack, I just type in MLB games for today. That's it. That's literally all I do. MLB games for today. And when I do that, it goes through, literally it goes out through like 20 steps automatically. And then it does one step at a time. And then it does 20 different steps. And then it comes back and it says, okay, it's done. And then when it says it's done, it brings me this information that you're looking at here. And it's crazy. But again, I'm not going to talk about it. It took me many, many years, so much time to come up with this stuff. But right now it's automated, and there's scrapers involved. There's AI involved. There's something called make.com. There's a lot of stuff that went into this with programmers and stuff like that. But check this out. Right here, it's telling me literally, no clear winner, skip this game. And then it tells me why. This is the reason to skip this game. I'm not going to get into the details. All right, Rockies versus Phillies. This is how I came up with this. The available strong supports Philly. So what I'm thinking of doing, guys, is throwing this information into the Discord. I'm not quite there yet. Or I might just do it under the True Edge Pro brand. So I'm not quite sure exactly how I'm going to work this because I just got this cleaned up. DJ says he's up $300 in the last 2 days. Check out the comments. Check out the comments. Bob says he made $150 yesterday. DJ says he's up $300 in the last 2 days. He's gone 3 of 4 yesterday, and 14 of 17 in the last 4 days. Make sure you follow us, guys. Go to the link in the description. Click on the little play button if you're not on YouTube. Follow us on YouTube. It's Beast Sports Picks. Let me put that up again real quick. BeastSportsPicks.com, and also that's the same name on YouTube, Beast Sports Picks. That's where you'll find the most value. So, anyways, check this out. Let me just read this data now that I have it in front of me. The available data. Sorry, give me a second. Now that I have it in front of me, I'm just going to read it to you guys. But let me get rid of this. All right. So here we go. The Phillies to win. Now, again, this is not AI, okay? I mean, it's AI, but it's used to filter out a bunch of other scrapers and stuff like that. It's not just me typing it. Don't think this is me going into ChatGPT and saying, hey, what do you think about the baseball games? It's not that at all. It takes me a lot of time. It took me a very, very long time to figure this stuff out. And this is just a cleaned up version of everything. Yeah, fuck TikTok. I actually just got an alert with 100 followers that I can go live again on a different account. But I don't even think it's worth it, man. I got 122 people watching right now. and TikTok, the max it was giving me is like 20. So I'm pretty much done with them. Anyways, so it goes right here. Philadelphia, likely the winner of this matchup. Phillies have, it's giving you all the players. It's telling you why all the players. I'm not going to get into it. The Phillies, superior lineup depth, more reliable bullpen, overall team cohesion, giving you a significant edge on the matchup. This indicates Colorado would need everything to align perfectly to secure a win. So what I do, this is actually just the beginning of the data. It just tells me who to look at. And then I go and I look at the line moves. So let me show you the other thing too. So I look at something called what is this shit? Give me a second. I've showed this before. So this is kind of what I look at. So once I have that information, I look, and then I go, that's pretty much the head-to-head. And then I go and look at the insights, which I just showed, which is an outlier. Then I look at the line moves. Then I look at the projections. Then I look at the injuries. That's pretty much what I showed you in basketball right here. But right now I'm still working on the full network for baseball. Anyways, this right here, what I'm trying to say, I guess I'm not going to try to bore you with all this, but basically, I'm very proud of this right here. It took me a very long time to come up with this. And let's see, give me a second. Hold on. Here it is. So anyways, Phillies, I already did the research. It looks like they have much better odds to win. The line shifted in their favor, the head-to-head trends. They're a much better team. That's the reason they're so expensive. They're like a minus 200. I ended up buying that back to a minus. I ended up buying that back to a -1. Okay. So anyways, I went with the Phillies. Here we go with the Astros and the Twins. Slight edge on the Twins. I don't like when I see slight, so I'm going to leave that alone. And then look at this. The Yankees skip this game. I know a lot of people love the Yankees, just like the damn Lakers. But there's no reason to force anything. No clear information on who's going to win this particular game. Both teams show significant strengths and weaknesses. Bullpen inconsistencies for both teams. Late game outcomes unpredictable. Without any specific matchup, recent indicators, this game presents too many variables. I've already looked at the research, the line move, and there was no clear indication that the Yankees should take this. The Brewers should win. It right here is telling you, yesterday we took the Brewers and we hit. Let me see what this is talking about. Brewers are described as a consistent National League Central leaders, with the Reds are 2 and 3 in second place. It's telling you all the batters here, the good batters. While the Reds have the crews performing at a high level, the Brewers have a deeper roster, imbalanced pitching and hitting. The ability to utilize small bat strategies affects the Reds bullpen. So anyways, what I'm trying to say, guys, this is a lot of information. I'm not trying to bore you with all this stuff, but I do have a lot of stuff that I look at before I start posting my plays. I don't just throw some bullshit up there. And I hope you guys can appreciate that. Let me know if you have any questions. Check out the link in the description. Click on where it says, let me see something here. The best bang for your buck right now is Discord. We have 4 cappers in there. Also, if you want the VIP, we're posting a lot of the stuff that goes inside the Discord. The very best stuff is the one that gets pushed out to the VIP. So I already gave you a bunch of stuff to look at today. You guys can kind of decide what you want to do there. I'm not gonna show you the slips because I can't go in there right now and pick the best odds, if that makes sense. So once I'm able to pick the best odds, that's when I'm going to be able to go and throw it into the VIP. So go to the link in the description, guys. Click on VIP. I appreciate every one of you. We have 123 people watching, so I do appreciate every one of you. If you guys have not seen me before, go to YouTube and click on or type in Beast Sports Picks. I'll show that again. So this is the name on YouTube, Beast Sports Picks. And then I'll see you guys over there. Let's make some money, guys. Thank you.